Alright, thank you Rob for coming today. Hey guys, I got Rob from Searing Tackle. This is our third live show. Searing Tackle Rob. Searing Tackle brings in brands like Damiki, Fish Arrow, Magpie, Pontoon 21 and stuff. We've been friends for quite a long time pretty much. Tell you a little bit of background how I knew Rob. So I used to parallel a little bit of Damiki back in the days. And this was still back in the high power racing days. Yeah, high power racing. So I had the garage at the back and I had a little 2 stands in the front of my shop with fishing gear. And Rob came in and saw Damiki stuff and he didn't tell me he was a Damiki dealer. So he came in a couple of times. He bought a cross stage rod for me, a Major Craft cross stage. The silver one. Yeah, he bought a rod. Yeah, he bought a rod off me, right? And then we became friends. And then one day he said to me, he said, Ivan, you do know I'm the Damiki dealer. I'm like, oh, actually I got no clue. But since that day I told Rob, I promised him, I said, look, you know, we are good mates. You know, if I want anything that you bring in, I'll just buy it from you and I will not import it. Since, you know, I always believe in businesses, you can always find common ground. And me and Rob have worked really well in the last 3-4 years. Yeah, so really good friends. And then we found out that he was actually living 2 streets from my house. So neighbors and yeah. Okay, thanks again, Rob. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yep, fire away, man.
I think everybody wants to know, how did you even start Searing Tackle? What made you start Searing Tackle?
Searing Tackle, that started way back in 2007.
Oh, I was not born yet now.
I just immigrated from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the amount of brands available was pretty limited back then.
Okay.
And even when I was here in 2004, spinnerbaits were like a new thing. There weren't many brands of spinnerbaits around and that, so I saw an opportunity.
Yeah, so are you saying that the Australian fishing scene is slower than the South Africa, that's where it's from, yeah?
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, so is it actually slower than Zimbabwe's fishing scene?
A different species. Okay. So I was used to the lures that were for largemouth bass.
Yeah.
Always spinnerbaits and soft plastics and that. So I wouldn't say it was slower. Okay. Just a different development path.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So so I noticed that there was an opportunity to get involved. I got Strike King brands from USA.
Okay. Your first imports.
That was the first one I started with.
Okay.
And then about 7 months later, I got hold of Damiki.
Oh, Damiki. They were a Japanese company?
They're a Korean company.
Okay.
And I was actually put onto them by my old man because Damiki were available in South Africa and Zimbabwe, and they were sponsors of the time of the South African fishing team.
Yeah.
So my old man said, hey, get hold of these guys, they got some good stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, Damiki came on board. And a few years later, I got hold of Pontoon 21, found them on the web. And they were keen to get in, and it was just at the right time when the amount of brands were growing and people were looking for variety in the products that they could purchase to go fishing. And yeah, it just took off from there. I stopped doing the Strike King probably 2009, mainly because it's all largemouth bass, kind of specific. So it's a little bit too big, hook size is a little bit different, not ideal compared to what you're getting from Japan or Korea.
Yep.
So I moved on to those. And yeah, just grew from there. Got Fish Arrow probably 7 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, Fish Arrow is a really good brand of plastics.
And they've gone gangbusters.
Yeah, they've gone crazy.
Just the finish alone, you know, it's premium lure.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with the stable that we've got. You've got Damiki, which is your entry level, still good quality but very affordable. You've got your pontoons, which is premium. And then you have your Fish Arrow, which is at the far end of the scale of your Japanese quality.
Yeah. And then just want to another more personal question. So in Zimbabwe, did you do any fishing, or were you born in South Africa?
Zimbabwe.
So
We've got to separate this, man. South Africa is one country.
Geography lesson for everyone. Okay, so
separate. It's like saying
what is the whole
Australia and
continent?
New Zealand is the same thing.
Okay, so Zimbabwe, right? So you fished in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So when can you remember? This is the question I ask everyone. When can you remember your first fish? What fish it is, and where was it? And who taught you how to fish, or who helped you?
Right, it's what we call a bream. Over here, it's a tilapia. Story of my life.
So freshwater. Yeah,
fresh water.
Okay.
Zimbabwe is a landlocked country, so it's only fresh water.
Okay, so you call a tilapia a bream.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was about 3 centimeters long.
Okay, this big.
Yeah.
Same size as. Okay, never mind.
I was about,
Censored,
yeah, that's it. That's it. And I was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
Still remember it, first fish you ever catch.
On a lure or on a?
On bait.
What bait did you?
Earthworms.
Oh, on a little small hook.
Earthworms, and that was probably the. Well, I don't think I caught any more fish on earthworms after that. 'Cause my dad took up bass fishing, and we just started using lures.
Okay, so in Zimbabwe, the tilapia and the bass live in the same water, and do they have the same problems like we have here, where the tilapia destroys
Well,
the?
tilapia is a native species there.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
because it's a native species, it's part of the ecology.
Okay.
It
So
has-
there is some other fish that controls the population.
Exactly. It's not out of control.
Yeah.
And the bass is actually the invasive species
Oh,
from
okay.
the States.
Okay.
But the bass, it fits in, and there's always things that will kill the bass.
Yeah.
We've got tigerfish. We've
Yeah,
got other
yeah.
types of predatory bream as well.
Yeah,
I've caught lots of bass with chunks out of their back from tigerfish.
Okay.
Even
Have you caught a
though-
tigerfish before?
Oh yeah, lots of them. Man.
Big ones?
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys don't know what a tigerfish is, like a freshwater fish. That's probably, I think, over a meter, some of them.
That's the Goliath tigerfish.
Oh, there's a Goliath
Yeah.
one? Do you have that? there?
No.
Okay, so they're
Yeah,
smaller.
we get the smaller ones. They get up to, I think the record is 30 pounds.
30 pounds, how long?
So it'd be like that.
Okay.
But it gets super.
Big fangs like the
Oh,
Goliath?
yeah,
So they have really big fangs like a saber-toothed tiger, pretty much.
No lip locking on those things.
Yeah. So really cool fish. The tigerfish, go check it out.
Incredibly fast.
Really incredibly fast?
Yeah, very
Okay.
fast.
So what made you move to Australia?
Socialism doesn't work.
Communism does.
That's pretty
Go
much
China.
That's pretty much the story of Zimbabwe. It just fell apart economically.
Okay.
And to try and see a future for kids and to live there,
Yeah, okay.
it's too much of a headache.
So did you bring you and your missus came over
Yeah.
with your kids?
Yeah, I know. We had the kids here, so they are
Okay.
they are
Australian.
Aussies.
Yeah. And now your parents?
So they're still over there.
Okay, so do you go back there often?
Yeah, every 4 years. Hey, it's,
Okay.
it's about 10 grand just for air tickets
Oh,
just to go.
yeah, I
it's
would
not something you
imagine.
want to do often.
Yeah. And what about the fishing? Is the fishing fantastic in Zimbabwe?
It's gone down a little bit
Okay.
from say the past 15 years,
Yeah.
and that's mainly just because there's no management of water resources.
Okay.
So poaching is rampant.
Yeah.
You know,
Poaching what, tilapia?
Poaching of everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Because the people are pretty much poor, so they just have to find food.
Exactly. You do the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. We do the same thing in Asia.
Yeah. You want to put food on the table, you got to do what you can.
Okay.
So the quality of fishing's gone down in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Having said that, my last trip there last year was very good. I caught a lot of fish.
So it's a lot of freshwater fishing. Huh?
Yeah, all freshwater fishing.
Because it's actually in the continent
yeah,
itself.
it's in the middle.
Oh, okay, awesome. Never been there before.
It's a beautiful place.
Beautiful place. Okay. Yeah. So, I think I want to ask you. So, what is your most memorable caught? What have you catch in Australia that's your most memorable catch? Yeah.
Barra at Mandurah.
Mandurah Barra.
At Lake
Okay.
Misery,
Okay.
after 18 minutes,
Yeah.
got a 97 centimeter.
Oh, that's pretty close to a meter.
Yeah.
The meter is almost like a unicorn. I mean, it's not a unicorn. It happens all the time. But 97, I'll call it a meter pretty much.
It's a target that you aim for is a 1
That's
meter.
right. Now, I don't know many people that's caught a. I mean, unless you really
Unless you live
target
up
there every day and stuff like that, a meter barra is not an easy feat.
No, it was a good fight.
Okay.
I gave it one of my strikes, which is one of those what you see on TV, the American bass strike,
Yeah.
and it gave
What lure was it on?
squidgy paddle tail.
Squeegee paddle tail. Okay.
Yeah, it was back in the day when everyone was using, I think it was a drop bear color or something like that.
Okay.
So I just went with the flow, and I thought I'd just try that and see how it went. And yeah,
Okay. So that's the fish that you've caught that's most memorable. Me and my Asian pronunciation. But what fish have you not caught, but you really want to catch, like in your bucket? So what is your future bucket list fish?
my bucket list in Australia:
Yeah, or maybe not
Anywhere
Australia,
in the world.
anywhere in the world.
tarpon.
Tarpon, the American ones.
Yeah, Florida or Costa Rica, one of the
Okay.
big tarpon.
Yeah.
Dorado from South America.
Okay.
Peacock bass,
Where? Pick up best where, in Singapore or in
Amazon.
Amazon? Okay. Singapore's got a lot of
one of
really
those
big,
houseboats,
yeah, Singapore's got a lot of
exotic species
as,
there.
yeah.
Got a lot
The
there.
peacock bass was the introduced species into
Yeah.
my country. I'm from Singapore, if you don't know, and it really wiped out a lot of species.
Ferocious
Yeah,
creatures.
but it was very, very interesting because when we were kids, we used to go down to we have reservoirs because Singapore has got no water source, right? So
Yeah.
we get our source from our man-made reservoirs, right? And we go there and we catch fish like arapaimas, snakehead. I mean, bro, no kidding, right? Like arapaimas in our water source and stuff. And then soon we realized that there was peacock bass in there, and we were actually catching them on fly, little baby peacock bass.
Okay.
And the big peacock bass will start eating the baby peacock bass. So I remember before I came to this country, I did tell my friend, I said, man, our freshwater species is going to be wiped out by this peacock bass. And it actually has, but you know what's the amazing thing? I mean, the peacock bass is now a fishing industry, you know,
Yeah.
based in Singapore. So, I mean, it's something that's bad, but something
There's a
good
silver
actually
line
can-
to
yeah.
it. There's good that can come
Yeah,
out.
and also a lot of the species in Singapore has actually adopted to survive with the peacock bass.
Yeah.
Back in the days, you used to catch snakehead. You know, we all love, like if you're Asian, you live in Southeast Asia, you love your snakehead fishing. This peacock bass, I mean, how we will aim this for this snakehead is they have babies that are air breathing.
Yeah.
They can only hold their breath for 1 or 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So every 1 or 2 minutes they'll come out for air, so it'll be like a bathtub on the surface, right?
Yeah.
So we will throw our big poppers, and the big poppers, and we'll just pop it through this bait fish or the babies of the peacock bass, and I'm sorry, not peacock bass, I mean the snakehead, and the mother snakehead will come and just smash the popper, thinking that it's a predator.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was how we fish for snakehead. So the mother looks after the babies, right? So just last year when I had a friend from Singapore came and fished with me, Conrad, he was telling me that, you know, there used to be a solitary mother and a baby,
Yeah.
but because he's working for some water department, doing some research and stuff like that, they've actually found coves in Singapore where they became a nursery where they had many bunches of baby snakehead,
Yeah.
and then all the mothers at the mouth of this cove guarding the baby. So as the water system is evolving, so are the fish. They're actually evolving
Yeah.
to
That's
their
interesting.
behavior. It's very, very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, really, really awesome. The other thing too I want to ask you. So Rob, do you do this full time or
Full time since 2007.
2007? Are you getting tired? How are you feeling about doing this full time? I'm getting tired. No, just kidding. But how are you feeling?
It says there's ups and downs, but I think it's a good industry to be in.
It's a good industry to be in.
And I think it's a positive future.
Yeah. And with more and more stuff coming out from the market.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting more innovative. The
Yeah.
types of lures coming
That's
out. You
just-
saw it after. I mean, some of the lures that came out.
Yeah, it's really,
It's really impressive.
Really, really impressive. And Rob, I've also seen that. Were you ever in the Brim or Bascom before? Like, did you ever join the Brimcom Bascom? I know you sponsor a lot of the boys.
I've sponsored a lot. I think I fished a Brim Comp once, about
Okay.
6 years ago.
And how was it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was fully in for a mate who got too sick to go.
Oh, okay.
So him and his partner pulled out, and they told me to meet someone out at the ramp. So I
Yeah,
met a complete
yeah.
stranger, but because he fishes, I fish, we got on well.
Yep. Awesome.
It was a good comp. I'm not too much in the comps myself.
Yeah. I
Fishing-
know you're more like I'm at home drinking my beer. I haven't come over kind of guy.
Yeah. Fishing is church. It's about doing
it is.
something you like.
It's something you like.
And when you do fishing as your living,
Yeah.
you don't want to take it too seriously.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
already a business. You
Yeah.
still need to have the relaxation outlet.
That's right. Okay, so Rob, another thing I want to ask you. So with Searing tackle, right? What is the future for Searing tackle? Like, are you gonna? If you got anything new you brought today to show us, or tell us some stuff about your lures and stuff. You know, I don't really like to push product in myself, but you know, since Rob is here, I'm giving him the opportunity to show us.
And it's all in Ivan's shop, so if you like it,
Okay.
come and get it.
Another good salesman, eh? We need all these people in our shop.
So we've got the fish arrows already.
Okay, the fish arrows, yeah.
There's going to be a new range of flash tail splits in a 4-inch,
Okay.
and new colors added to the
So right now they've only got the 7-inch.
7-inch and a 5-inch.
Okay.
So I'm going to add a 4-inch.
Okay,
Guys
sweet.
want to do the smaller ones, especially shallow bay and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. We like to
What
jig it.
would you use it for?
And you'll snap it.
Snapper,
that kind of,
okay.
that kind of thing. Flathead as well. we'll go
Flathead.
for it.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring in
We'll just show.
the J shad.
So they got a V-tail. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Then we're going to be looking at doing the paddle tail one. a 4-inch saltwater series, so that's got a small paddle tail. But we're going to add a couple more colours to that range.
Oh, sweet.
It's one of our best-selling
soft plastics.
soft plastics. A lot of guys use it for jewies.
Okay.
Even though it's got a very small paddle tail,
Yeah.
it's very natural. So
Okay.
it's not a big thump, but it's just a little shimmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you use something like that?
Talking to our clients who
Yeah.
do really well on the jewies, I think they're using 3/8 ounce.
Or when you talk about jewies, are you talking about in the Brisbane River or
New South Wales.
Oh, New South Wales. Okay,
Yeah.
means off the rocks.
Off the rocks and estuary mouths.
Okay. So how do you
Working on the drop-offs and that.
Okay.
So they're thrown on a 3/8 ounce. So
Yeah.
even in the heavy current, it actually falls fairly slow.
Okay.
But it's clear water, very clear water, and that's where fish arrows excel.
Yeah.
Just because they got that foil.
Yeah, and they
flash.
also look very natural. One thing I
Exactly.
love about the fish arrows is they look very natural. So when water is really, really clear, the natural looking bait apparently catches more fish or gets more
Yeah,
bite. So,
that's
yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
And on the Demiki side of things, we've got a little 38mm deep crank. That's coming out probably mid-September.
Okay, so awesome
10
for your brim
Yeah, this is just going to be a
brim killer,
smasher.
right? So
Brim
the
smasher and,
you're like
and the bycatch that
a
comes with it.
little chubby looking thing, round little lure that Brim and Bass will pretty much cream over this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you got any questions, just feel free to ask. All right, Rob's here, so I'll ask
Yeah.
him if it comes out on the screen. So
Fire
yeah.
some questions away.
Fire some questions. Yeah. So this is coming when?
Mid-September?
Or mid-September. So
Yeah, not
a few
far
weeks
off.
time. A few
Yeah,
weeks time.
yeah, not far.
In
off.
all the crazy brim colors that everybody wants.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So
got
look out
some
for that.
really good colours coming out there.
Yep.
And it dives down to 3 meters.
I would
suspended.
use this for almost like a jack flathead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What hooks do they come with?
These come standard with owner hooks.
Or owner hook, so
Yeah.
quality straight away. Obviously, with jack fishing, it's always a
Yeah.
good thing to upgrade your jack lures. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
there's nothing worse than working a whole day for a bite and to lose a fish because the hook straightened. So, is this floating or suspending?
It's
Or?
a suspending,
Okay.
and I see that big bass, Wyverner, Somerset,
Okay.
gets down deep enough. You
Yeah.
use a suspending.
And how do they swim with
Jacks.
bigger upgrade hooks? Do they still
Obviously,
suspend?
they'll lose the suspending part of it a little bit.
A
It'll
lot of
become
it,
slow
or
sinking.
Okay. Which is not a bad thing sometimes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It all depends how long you pause in the lure for.
That's right. That's
If
right.
you pause in more than 5-6 seconds, then it's going to start.
Yeah, a lot of us lure enthusiasts, we actually tune our lures with also the hooks and the split rings we use on the lures. So sometimes if it's suspending, we put a bit heavier hooks or something, or bigger hook, and it becomes a slow sinking.
Yeah.
Or floating, put a bit more, depending on how they float obviously,
If
but
you
put
tail up, tail down.
yeah, that's right. So you can always tune your hard body lures to swim the way you really want it to swim.
Yeah.
So that's from the Mickey.
Demiki as well. Yes.
What they call?
This is called an Abyss.
Abyss 90.
90.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's 13.5 grams. You know, that thing is going to
Gonna fly.
shit.
Okay.
Going to fly quite easily. From mag bites.
Mag bite. Yeah.
So like you got the snatch bite shrimp,
Yep.
and that's 4-inch.
Okay.
There's a 2.5-inch that's coming out very
Okay,
soon.
so this sells pretty well in the Gold Coast shop. They are like a stream imitation plastic. Yeah, so they're available for 4-inch now. Yeah, but
Yeah, 4-inch, 2.5 inches coming.
2.5-inch coming.
There'll be
Okay.
8 colors in that one.
Okay, cool. Looks good. Yeah, what is those prawn thingy? Sure.
So this is another brand that I'm going to start bringing in very soon. It's called Monster 3X.
Okay, where are they make? Or
From Brazil.
Oh, from
So
Brazil.
these are
okay.
from Brazil. They make them for the peacock bass, the paiaras,
Yeah,
dorados.
yeah.
So all the real toothy things. Same 10x stretch
Yeah.
kind of plastics. Because of that, you don't get too many plastics in a bucket because
Yeah.
you're not going to need it.
Yeah.
So-
So they stretch pretty well.
Yeah,
So.
got a good action on that
Yeah.
tail.
So they're almost like they're not a jointed lure, but they're constructed like a jointed lure.
Yeah.
So I know the action
Constructed
is
like
very
that.
natural.
Do a lot of shrimp lures.
Okay.
There's probably
So what's this brand called again?
Monster 3X.
Monster 3X. Okay, cool.
There's about 3 or 4 different types of shrimp lures,
Yeah, yeah,
sizes. They've got
So here you go. These interviews, you get to know what's coming in the market.
Yeah,
Nobody else
this
knows.
will be new.
Yeah, there's new stuff. Oh my god, this
Little flick
looks
back.
so
I
good.
love that color.
This looks so delicious. Yeah, really, really
And
nice.
it's super stretchy as well.
Yeah, super stretchy, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty stretchy.
And
Yeah.
you notice different feelings. Here's the paddle tail.
Okay.
So you know the jacks.
Yeah, we'll love them.
The jacks will be all over that.
Yeah.
So this is one that we'll be looking at bringing in quite soon.
So what is the retail price roughly going to be on something like that? A packet of?
Probably your mid-15s.
Okay, your mid-50s. You got to understand that we all got to understand these are all imported stuff. We don't buy
Yeah.
them in that crazy bulk amount, not like Berkeley's or you know
And
stuff like that.
and
where we can get
unfortunately,
the cheap price. Yeah.
The way the currency is at the moment,
Australian currency is worth nothing these days.
you think it's lost, well, it was 1 to 1 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, 1.2.
So we're
Yeah.
40% down.
Yeah, 60
But
cents.
fishing
right?
was haven't gone up 40%.
That's right. That's right.
Your freight probably has.
Freight has definitely gone up. Yeah,
They're not afraid to charge.
that's right.
Yes.
Petrol prices.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'll be looking at your mid-15s. Monster 3X also have a good range of camouflage caps.
Okay, clothing
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, the clothing, your SPF
Yeah.
shirts.
So really, really excited to see what's
Yeah.
happening with.
They've got a hunting section as well, which is more clothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of fishing lures. They've got topwater frogs, the wide gap hooks, heavy duty hooks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huge range.
So they're all made in Brazil.
all made in Brazil, yeah.
Oh, cool, cool.
So yeah, sourcing it from all over the world. right?
Yeah,
So
but you have to in this industry, you know.
So
You always
far-
have to find something that's new and innovative, and also
I've got Japan, Korea,
Korea,
Russia,
Brazil.
Brazil.
Awesome, awesome. So you might think Rob's just drinking beer at home, but he's actually working really hard, bringing us new products, right? Okay, Rob, I'm just gonna ask you a few more questions. So you've obviously wholesaled to Brisbane, wholesale
Yeah.
to Sydney, wholesale to Western Australia.
All over.
Where do you think, where do you think the fishing is the most healthy? In which state, and why?
A few years, or last year and the year before, I would have said it was Victoria.
Okay, what do
That
they chase in
was-
Victoria?
Trout and redfin.
Okay, redfin.
That was mainly just because fish arrow is perfect for
Okay.
chasing trout.
Yeah.
That realistic finish,
Yeah.
clear waters, sold a lot of fish arrows into Victoria.
Okay.
I seem to find that each state changes with each year.
Mm.
So one state will be really busy in one year,
Yeah.
sort of dies down in a cycle, then another state picks it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever really find that the whole country fires,
Yeah. Okay.
which is a bit weird, but that's just what I've seen over the last 10 years.
Yeah. So you think Victoria is a very good, strong state for you?
Yeah, for the fish arrows, very strong state.
Awesome. Awesome.
New South Wales is more pontoons.
Pontoons. Okay. So
Yeah.
what do people? I mean, sorry, I don't come from Australia, obviously. So I really, for me, I'm
Neither
still
do I,
learning.
right?
Yeah. True. Also, what do they fish in
So New South Wales, I'll be selling more of the bream lures.
Oh, rivers. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be the heavy focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll be with the pontoons and Demikis,
Okay. Yeah.
and some magbites
Yeah.
go into there.
Yeah.
WA will be more pontoons for the bream and then Demiki for the jigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And magbite, I started bringing in the magbite jigs as well,
Yeah.
and started selling a bit into WA as well.
Okay. One question I want to ask you, and it's in the back of my head. I see that pontoon and the Mickey and stuff. A lot of them is brim lures, right?
Yeah.
And we know in the last few years, a certain crab manufacturer has came up with a very like realistic crab lure, right? And we know they are actually very effective in targeting crabs, right? Just want to ask you, does that actually affect the Mickey sales? And also, how do you feel about all these brim comps allowing these lures to, how do you feel? Like for me, I think that I love that brand. I love that brand to bits, but I sometimes feel that we have lost the versatility in chasing brim. You know what I mean? Like
Yes and no. It is probably one of the most innovative lures.
Oh, best lures that
That's
ever
come out in
came
the
out from
last 10
Australia,
years.
man.
Out of Australia,
Oh, when I looked at it, I was
definitely.
like crazy. Yeah.
I can't think of any brand that I've seen that you can.
Everybody's trying to copy him now. Like copy the
And
brand.
everyone uses the word game changer.
Yeah. Oh.
There's only one lure that I can actually think of, and that
Yeah.
is it.
And I think like you said, the last thing that really came up for the last 10 years. I mean, we're just gonna say the name is Cranker anyway. I
Yeah,
love Cranker
yeah.
lures. I mean, there's one of the best lures I have actually seen and it was like when it came out, it was just like a light bulb, innovation thing. Like
it works.
It works, and but the only thing, like I said, I love crankers, and we sell heaps of crankers, and Steve knows I support cranker all the way, and I love crankers. But I just wish more brim anglers. This is my opinion. I wish more brim anglers would go back to chasing them on little poppers.
I think,
and crankbaits.
Yeah.
That's what I miss pretty much. Yeah.
I think one of the cool things about it is that he set the bar high with the innovation for other lure companies.
Yeah.
I think everyone wishes they had that product.
Yeah,
in
that's
their- in
right.
their
That's
line.
right.
And
there's many imitation that have been out in the last few years, and
there's quite a few.
I give it to Steve. This is one of the best lures that came out from the Australian industry. Really big success. They really stick. They work. And yeah.
Yeah, it sets the bar high for other companies.
Especially like us as traders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As traders.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just sell one lure only. You want variety to come around, but then that's up to us, other companies, to market our lures as, well, try something different.
Yeah.
Surface fishing is exciting. You can't beat
I
the excitement of surface fishing.
remember when I first started and before cranker came out, don't get me wrong, like I said, I always love crankers. I love crankers. We sell heaps of them in our shop, we love them. I just miss the anglers bringing the brim with, the little poppers or, with...
It'll come around. Everything goes in cycles.
Okay, yeah.
Everything goes around.
Yeah.
And you think what was popular? SX40s.
Yeah.
The scene started. They sold gazillions of them.
That's Eco Gear, yeah?
Yeah, the Eco Gear.
Still popular today. Eco Gear is still very popular.
Blades.
SX40, yeah.
Blades came out.
Yeah.
And then everyone got into Alibaba and opened up a Facebook store and was selling blades.
Yeah.
No one uses blades that much.
Yeah.
Not in the same volume that they used to.
Yeah.
They're using crabs.
Yeah, now they're using crabs, yeah.
A couple of years later, something else. It'll all go around in
It'll go
cycles.
around.
And 20 years later, they'll be
Is
back
it-
at small hard bodies. They'll be back at vibes like it's just been invented.
Yeah.
Everything
So like
goes
just for me,
around.
because I haven't been in the industry for that long, as you know, I'm just probably the loudest guy in the industry. But I haven't been in it for long, so it's always good for me to ask questions like this for Rob, because as you guys are learning, I'm also learning.
Yeah.
From people like this that have been in the industry for so many years, I'm bringing new stuff to the industry. Okay, one more question. One more question. Rob, what do you hate about this industry? Let's start with what do you love about this industry first, and then we go to what do you hate. So what do you love about this industry?
Actually, I like the friendships that you make in this industry.
You like me?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had, I don't know how long you were at my house for that one night. It was after midnight, I think, when you left. So.
Free beers, what can you do?
And the fact that fishing is what joins people of
Different
so many diverse backgrounds.
Correct.
Yeah, and you have one thing in common, and that overrules everything else, and you have a good time. Things that I hate about this industry. That's a toughie. Probably the amount of little Facebook businesses.
Okay. This is a new one. Okay.
It's not a massive industry. It's not what people think it is, like you're going to become a millionaire and it's buying sheep stations.
Yeah.
It's like any other industry. It's got a lot of
Hard work,
It's hard work. It's being smart with what you do, having the right products, making the connections, and it gets diluted when a number of little businesses come on. That's a side business that's not offering a service.
Just offering a price point.
It's a price point, and you can see it on Alibaba, and you think, well, you're selling it for twice as much as you get it from Alibaba. I mean, everyone who goes into Alibaba will know exactly where you're buying it from.
Yeah.
You haven't done anything new.
Yeah.
You haven't even changed the colors that are offered.
Maybe just a logo.
Yeah, exactly. Just a logo change, and it detracts from the genuine players that are trying to change things up, be innovative.
Yeah.
And that's probably my bugbear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and just saying that, obviously if you look at the pontoon stuff and the damiki and the stuff that Searing tackle comes in, it's not just, and no hate to the people that are starting out, but I'm just saying that this stuff is not just something that Rob has gone to Alibaba to buy, and repackage it. These are actually proper lures that are not copied, that people actually put a lot of R&D into, people that love this sport has put a lot of R&D into these lures to bring us the best action and stuff like that. So I understand where Rob is coming from. I do.
Well, I've got, obviously, if you want to start up a Facebook business and it's your first step in a plan, all power to you. But when that is the end and the be all of your idea, you just dilute it and make it harder for everyone else.
Yeah, but I also have to, this is my opinion, bro, don't get it wrong. And sometimes I also think in the industry, for the new people that's coming in, it is very hard to get your hands on products, because suppliers close the door to you, or manufacturers close the door to you, or they want crazy amount of money, or they want you to open the shop and stuff. So I understand where the new
old
companies
boys network.
The old boys network. So I also understand.
I fully agree with you.
But I think also if you actually came into this industry trying to make it better, not just to do it for a financial gain. You actually love this sport, and like you said, all respect to you, and you have a plan. And I think you're just irked by the people that just come in and say, "Oh, I can buy this for $1, I'll just sell it for $5." So very, very good point. And I love asking this kind of question where we always get different views from the different people that come in. So we are time's up. We're done. Thank you so much, brother. Rob's sick today, and he actually made it here. So thank you so much, Rob.
Anytime, man.
We won't be doing this next week because I will be in Malaysia chasing sailfish. We will be back the week after the next. All right. I still haven't figured out who's coming, but I'm going sailfish fishing Malaysia, and I will see you guys when I come back. All right. Thanks for tuning in.